story.
Oh.
You should have reminded me. Hello. Welcome to Patriot Catfishers Talk Show tonight. Tonight we got a special guest. We got Pollywog and Bone Collector in here tonight. But before we start, God bless America and God bless each and every one of your families. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. And among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And our chasing catfish is our happiness for right now. Thank y'all for coming in here, y'all. It was a special treat. Hello.
Hey, I'm a rookie.
Hey, I'll check mine at 8 o'clock.
There we
Gotta
go.
vibrate his phone.
Right.
There you go. Let's
thank
give
you
a
for
shout
having
out
us.
to some people in chat. We appreciate y'all coming in. That's Ernie Brown, Catfish Fever Outdoors. That's some new names in here. Jade Clemens, Chrissy Brown, Ernie Brown. Who else we got in here? Chicks and Catfish. That's another new name. Creole's in here. Fins and Fines. Who else? Guys and gals, if I miss your name going down through here, please accept my apologies. We're going to get this show rolling here in a second. Big Slim 91. Who else is in here?
Hillbilly
records ain't
moonshiners.
just
I like that.
Catherine. Hey, Catherine.
Can y'all see the chat?
Yes,
So
sir.
y'all can see chat. Good. I'm glad. So if y'all want to shout out somebody, just shout them out as we go down through here. Ooh, I can't believe there ain't a pile of them in here. Catfish Weekly, Mr. Lyle's in here.
Hey, Mr.
Yeah,
Lyle.
Lyle, you're going to have to shoot me a text what I need to ask her because I done forgot exactly what I need to ask. Chrissy Brown, David Martin's in the house. Guys and gals, if you see me bolt for the door, hey, this thing shuts down real quick. I am trying to pass a kidney stone. Have been all day long. So, and it's right on the verge of coming out. So if you see me bolt from the screen, don't be alarmed. It'll be all right. Mr. Mike Greenwell's in the house. Kentucky Big Cast, 2 old vets. I love that name. 2 old vets, 2 good people. Catfish and Crappy Mark. Junior Proctor's in the house. Blue Dog Fishing. Guys and gals, welcome this wonderful father-daughter fishing team right here. That right there warms my heart in itself. Thank y'all for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, sir.
We got 55 people watching us tonight.
Hey.
There you go. So we're going to start out real quick, just basically running through some of the basics, if you don't mind letting some of the new people that maybe don't know you talk a little bit about yourselves and what y'all are about. And maybe, after you do that, then I'll ask you a few questions about tackle and equipment. Then we'll get on to the main stuff.
Handful.
So,
well, one of my best friends called me one day and he says, hey, man, you going to fish this tournament in Helena? And I was like, what tournament? He said, there's a catfish tournament. I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm fishing it. Been fishing all my life, grew up on the river. And so we went, Cam and I, and we caught our 5 fish. We was proud, man. We was happy.
I was.
Well, we were. Yeah. I mean, hey. And look, I've never been to one now. First show. And I was feeling confident. I was. We get to the boat ramp. And they were releasing Larry Muse's fish back into the water. I looked at Cam. I said, his fish ate all 5 of ours. But that hooked me right there. That hooked me on, I guess you call it trophy fishing. When I saw that, I was like, that's what I want.
Dino,
let me interrupt you a second. Mike's Outdoors, thank you for the $50 super chat, buddy. It will go to the veterans. I know you say lunch is on you, my friend, but anything that comes through here goes straight to the veterans home. I do thank you for that. Sorry about that, Pollywog.
Oh, you're good. That's actually where I won my first B&M pole. Dino.
You didn't win it.
I didn't win it. Actually, I didn't win it. No, I was wrong there. Dino gave me my first pole. I was standing there. I was like, oh, my God, those would be really cool. I really want one of those. And, of course, his name gets called. So he walks back over there and goes, here you go. It's like, oh, yay. Like
there
a kid
you go.
on Christmas.
Well,
Yes,
that kind of helped hook you too, didn't it?
Yes. We actually started out in a bass boat. Our very first tournament, the very first tournament, we were in the bass boat. You couldn't even see the floor. We walked over top of the coolers and everything that we had for the live bill. And
it was bad.
we come from, we did it though. Won our first tournament in the bass boat, actually.
There you go.
Caught my first PB in the bass boat. I had a lot of firsts in that bass boat.
But we had to grow, though.
Yeah.
We had to get bigger to be safe.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, I love my boat. I had my boat right at 4 years now, I guess. And I took it over to, I'm gonna mess it up, Three Rivers Customs in Arkansas, and had them custom build me a live well and a dry box and had it like I wanted it.
I love that dry box and that live well.
Yeah.
Except for when we lose a little bitty one. Never fails I get finned.
Oh yeah.
Never fails.
There was a couple of duck hunters here first part of duck season lost their lives. They haven't been found. We assume they hit a dike. They found the boat and they've not found them. And that was one reason that we stepped, that was a reason for us getting a bigger boat. If we were going to be out there, we needed some equipment that's going to handle big water.
Right.
So
y'all mainly river fishing.
Yes, sir. We do fish some with our, I guess you'd call it our sister trail, the North Mississippi Catfish Club. Right. They do a lot of lake tournaments, and we fish with them quite a bit. I like to take, but she doesn't like it, so I get to take the grandkids with me, and let them do that. And I've got four. I've got four that will absolutely fight you to get on that boat and go fishing.
And the bad part is those. Well, it's not the bad part, but it's 4 girls.
Yeah,
there you go.
From the age of 6 to 13. So yeah, and they'll fight over who's going and everything.
I was a single parent. I raised my daughter on the daggum river bank, on the lake bank. So
when she was a baby, Lori and I fished. We bass fished then. And we fished every day. We worked night shifts, so we fished every morning. I mean, literally every morning unless it was raining. And we didn't have a sitter for them at that part of the day, and we needed to spend time with them too. So we put a playpen in the boat and brought them out.
Hey, Mr. Mike.
I always found a good thing too is them little blow up little blow up boats. They're padded in the bottom. When they're ready to go to sleep, you throw a blanket in the bottom, a blanket over top of them, and they snooze like a rock.
That's right.
Ours just tend to crash wherever.
Yeah.
They crash, I move them to the center seat, and I'm like, okay, you're good.
Hey, there you go. There you go. So if you want to kind of talk a little bit about your tournament trail that y'all run, and let people know about it that maybe is in your area that want to look you up and see if they want to jump on board with you. So you give them the name and talk a little bit about it if you want to.
Sure. It's Mississippi Catfish Trail. Hugh Thompson started it, and Rose Thompson. And we picked it up in 2018, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's man, you cannot beat the guys that fish in this trail.
And girls.
And yeah. Some of the, I mean, I can't even describe it. Some of the best guys you'll ever meet in your life. And I mean, excuse me, that old saying, blood, what is it? Blood ain't always family. Family ain't always blood. There we go.
Yeah.
I got it back. But that stands true with these guys.
Right.
And I can name them all, but I'll miss somebody and they'll get mad. So anybody that fishes with me, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, we try to stay from Tunica, Mississippi, down to Greenville, there's about 6 ramps. So, we do about 6 tournaments a year. And so we just try to change ramps every now and then. If one's inoperable or can't get to it, or high water, low water, whatever, gives us an option. We'll just move it if we have to.
Excuse me 1 second, guys. JBM says, please say hi to my wife, Crystal, and 5. Hey!
There you go.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Crystal.
Women take precedence. Women take precedence.
There you go. I've been to Tunica, Mississippi. We had a big maintenance summit down there, and we actually flew into Tennessee and then drove down.
Right.
Didn't spend a penny. Stayed right there in the middle of all the casinos. Didn't put my first penny in that cotton picking machine.
You probably came out better.
Well, that was actually the first time that I seen the Mississippi, because we flew over it, and then he banked the plane back up over it, come back across it. And, I was on the inside seat looking down, and thought, that's some big water. Pictures do not do that river justice. You have to see it.
That's right.
It's
an experience. It's an experience. We were fishing a tournament in Helena, actually, and we had about 45 minutes to go before we had to go. And I had this one hole that I just had a gut feeling it was going to be a good one. So the water was up over the dikes, and I hadn't had that boat very long, and I didn't know exactly how much water I could tread, if that makes sense.
Yep, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I was like, hey, the hole is right over there. We had to get around it. There's an L dike, so you had to go way out, way down, and come back in. And I was like, look, we'll just raise the motor up and just coast right over this thing, and it'll be okay. Yeah, that big XL hung up on that dike, man. That was a scary deal for her. I don't panic under.
I didn't really panic. I stressed. I did. I stressed, and I finally looked at him. I'm like, you know what? There's a dude 200 yards, and I guarantee you, I can holler that, buddy. Hold on, here we go. And I went to hollering, and next thing I know, here he comes. I was like, thank you. Well, apparently, my loud voice paid off for once.
Yeah,
that travels a long ways across water, don't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That was a day, and we lost one of our fish. We had to, and that really upset me. That's the first fish I ever lost. We
had to drain. We tried to drain the live well to try to get it off the dike without bothering the gentleman from fishing, because we didn't want to stop him. I mean, we get it, but he, luckily he did stop. We tried to, drain the live well, try to rock it, move it, didn't work. And I finally was like, let me just holler. We need help. So, and luckily
a fellow fisherman should never be bothered by helping somebody.
No.
Well, I tell you what, this guy wasn't even fishing the tournament. He was just out there fishing, and he didn't mind at all. He came right over.
He even let me drive his boat to help. I mean, what man's going to hand the reins over to any woman? Come on. It's kind of crazy.
He did ask me, can she handle it? And I said, yes,
sir. So, with that being said, what you just said, let's step into a little bit of the safety part of what just took place while we're at it. Knowing now if you could go back in time, what you know now, what would have helped prevent that?
Not being, yeah, that would have helped too.
I was hollering.
I took a dumb chance, is what I did. And it didn't turn out bad, but it very well could have. Right. The water wasn't swift enough. I mean, it wouldn't even move the boat hardly. But it turned sideways, and it did jam up in the rocks. And I was okay until it turned sideways, and then I got a little worried because I didn't know exactly what it was going to do. Because I have seen boats get in pegged and then tip in, fill up. Right. Uh-oh, you okay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're good. Let's roll.
I was waiting
trying to move a little bit.
But
thank you, Big Mike.
But I wouldn't take that chance anymore. We're real strict about the dikes. And what we've started doing Yeah, because the Corps is changing a lot on our end of the river. They're adding dikes. They're building new dikes. If you haven't been out there in low water, you will get hurt out there. I mean, there's several places where they've actually put dikes in the middle of turns, to divert the water. And, had I not seen that, I, would have probably gotten hurt out there. So every time we go down in low water, if we run across a dike or if we can tell there's a dike there, we mark it on our map. We put a waypoint at the end of that dike so that when we're running the river, we've got our map on, we see a waypoint, we know there's danger there or, a dike. Well, it's going to be out in the middle. Most times it's going to be something danger, but, we wouldn't do that again, though, for love nor money.
Right. And see, there ought to be a site where y'all can go in and when you mark in waypoints, you can share that.
That would be nice.
That would be each fisherman would help each other as far as knowing what the new changes is. Because, you might not have fished it in a year because you've been fishing other places. And then you come back to it, they go, I know this river hammer down. Yeah. And then you're in trouble.
Yeah. And the last 3 years we've had extremely high water. This past small season, I guess you'd call it, the water went down and we were able to fish in low water. But in the
I ain't going nowhere.
Well, while you got off over there, somebody asked, or the JMB said, I do have a question though. I understand that different baits work better with different catfish in different areas, but is there a general catfish bait that usually works anywhere? Thanks. The only reason I went ahead and got that was because it was way up there in the comments.
Good. I missed it.
You're good.
Well, I will answer
That's what I'm here for.
real quick.
Answer it.
Shad. Yeah. Shad is the number one bait. I don't care. I know everybody skipjack. If you can get skipjack, that is great. But if I had to pick an all-around bait forever, it'd be shad.
And that's one bait fishes probably across the board in just about every waters.
That's right.
That's and you can catch,
and you can catch anything with it.
Right.
You can catch channels, blues, or yellows with it. We've got
I've
more.
seen the days where I couldn't get the big shad, and all I could get was nets full of daggone tread fin. You don't think I won't pile them on a hook?
Yeah. Man, put 5 or 6 on there.
I mean, you might get a little. You might get quite a few more.
Well, yeah,
worms work too.
Get a few more. Oh, go ahead. You might get a few more dink hits, but hey.
Oh, I hate dinks. Oh, I hate dinks. They drive me insane.
We have during this high water, okay, we have had a huge influx of fish in our area. Like the lakes are restocking themselves, so to speak.
Right.
Creole has a question for you. Question: how often do y'all fish the Mississippi? Near Tunica. I fished the same area and was curious.
Believe it or not, we don't put in Tunica a lot because I don't really care for the route, but we put in at Helena and run up. Pretty good bit, actually.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah,
we put in at Helena, go north and south a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
because we got spots everywhere.
Yeah,
there you go. There you go.
And I'm also I'm a big time butt fisherman. If I'm like riding along and I go, hey, let's go check that over there. It helped me out in MRM. It helped because I was like, hey, let's go over there real quick. And we hit like 2 foot of water and then 30 foot. I was like, oh, yes, ma'am. Here we go. I ended up pulling in a 32 pounder that day. Yeah. So, yeah, I was happy.
That gut and and what does that tell you? That tells you your instincts is getting better.
Oh, yes, sir. I've been listening to this one a lot. And David Magnus and Chris Sist and Jamie Barta. I'm telling you, I got the best mentors ever.
Howard.
Now, I do have this thing where I do my call-outs. I actually make them sign my money, and it goes on my wall.
There you go. There you go. Yeah,
my very first person I beat was Chris, and that was $20. And he was like, I want to get it back. I was like, oh, no. You'll never get this one. I'll bet you another 20 and sign it, but you're not getting that one. That's an accomplishment, dude.
Yeah. Creole said he puts in at Car Point and runs south.
I don't know where
Car
Point
Point.
is.
I've never been to that one.
You know,
He's
Holler at us sometime. We'll go.
for
yeah, he's a
real.
Louisiana boy. Creole. He's Louisiana boy. He's down there. He done good when they had them other tournaments, them online tournaments. He waxed their tails. He was slamming the fish down there next to one of the, I guess, I don't know. I don't
Yeah, they caught
know how
like
to
30
breed
something
for.
fish, didn't they?
Yeah, something like that. He's
Like a huge
slaughtered them.
amount. Yeah.
Someone asked, Greenwell Fishing asked, what is their favorite technique to catch fish?
Oh,
I like anchor. I like anchor and bumping. I just got accustomed to bumping, thanks to Mr. Danny Huffman and Miss Jolena Huffman. Yeah. That was a fun day. But anchor, I really like anchor. I really do. I can focus on my poles a little bit better, and I'm not trying to pay attention to everything going on, dikes coming up, underbrush, all that.
Right.
I don't know what he likes.
Now, do y'all use your spot lock, or do you actually throw an anchor?
Oh, spot lock.
Spot lock, now that we got Mr. No correct.
Yeah.
That's
Throwing an anchor in the river can be pretty dangerous.
We named our trolling motor. We were sitting there one day, and all of a sudden it was holding fine, and all of a sudden it goes deep. I was like, "Oh no, you need to get right here, get some Actorate." So it got stuck with the name of Mr. No.
And it does it every time I go back to that hole. It loses signal there. I don't know what it's got going on, but it'll just a little crazy. But no, as far as my favorite, I got to say bumping. I put it off because it was just something new, and I don't like to get out of my comfort zone. And Chris and David and John and Jason and Jonathan, and I can go on and on. Hey, you got to be bumping. You got to be bumping. So, Chris took me out first and kind of gave me a little rundown, but we did it in a real rocky area, and I couldn't get the grip on it. And
thank you, Catherine.
David,
thank you very much.
David Magnus took me out, and I bumped about 2.5, 3 miles on a sandbar, and kind of got a grip on it, how to do. And then Danny and Joe come over, and it's a long drive for them, but they came 3 or 4 weekends in a row to teach us how to do this. Great guys, like I said, some good people. And we went out one day, and I probably shouldn't even say this, but we were on a White River, right, Danny? We caught over 40 fish, and I was tired when we got done. I was like, yeah, one more, let's go home.
But I can see bumping like that getting tiring.
Well, it's just because it was new to me. I wasn't conditioned for it, and we stayed out there till it was like really dark, and we drove back 30 miles with a spotlight. It was bad, but we just followed our map. It was not so bad. Danny's a good bird dog with that light.
Two old vets said Bonecracker must be hard of hearing in his right ear. She's hollering right in that thing. And
that's where I'm always at. I'm always on the right side, so it's okay. He'll eventually hear me.
Oh, yeah, Mike
said I swear one day I'm going to get a tattoo of a volume button, but it's going to stay on Mike. I can't help it. I mean,
that's a good tattoo for you.
I know.
It really is.
I've always been naturally loud. I can't help that. I mean, everybody constantly goes, Cam, use your inside voice. And I'm like, what's that? I don't have one.
But I can't hear, so my volume's automatically up here anyway. So
my husband's a veteran and he's partially deaf, so I constantly you can be loud.
One Ton Fishing says, is there a certain depth that you have to bump?
Current.
I would say in the 30-foot range is about as low as you'd really want to go. I'm not saying you can't bump, in shallower water, but it seemed like we would get out of fish if we got above 30-ish, you know. So I would say, and we bumped as deep as 90.
Yeah, it seemed like to me if you get much shallower, you might start getting the shadow of the boat kind of wanting to spook the fish as you coming over them. Possibly. I mean, I don't know if it does in the river, especially if you got a lot of traffic, it probably don't. But if that river portion of the river that you're fishing don't get a lot of traffic, then it might start spooking a little bit. Not to change the subject, but we're going to ask one question and get a little laugh. Mr. Stokes wanted me to ask you where you got your name, Cam.
Oh, my polywog name? Okay, so I have a buddy of mine here that picks on me all the time. He's known me since I was, born? Yeah. So he goes, you know what? He said, I got the perfect nickname for you. I was like, what is it? He said, Polywog. I was like, why is that? He said, because you're the biggest and cutest polywog I've ever seen. So I had to go and research exactly what a polywog was. It's a little bitty fish. It's just a mud eater, but hey, I like mud. Mud's good facial. But
there you go.
It's
and it stuck with you, didn't it? The name stuck with you.
It did. It's a little fitting.
Right.
Another little funny thing with Lyle. Lyle was doing his show, and we had bumped into him in
Chick Fight.
Yeah, Chick Fight in Alabama, and Rogersville, I believe it is. And I guess everybody just assumed that we were husband and wife, or boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And he called her. Well, he actually called you.
He said, yeah. He said, he said, I met Cam Pitts and her husband down in Alabama. And I was like, oh, wait, no, that's my dad. So I'm trying to find the comment section. It took me 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, now finally I'm like, hey, Mr. Love, that's my dad. So finally I got on Facebook and I'm like, PSA, my fishing partner, Brian Mayo, is my father, just for everyone.
Well, I had to be honest. I had to confirm that with Lyle before I brought y'all on the show, so I didn't make a screw up and get hollered at on here.
No, it's happened since I was about 14. We went riding on the motorcycle, and this is before cell phones were big, but we went riding on the motorcycle one afternoon because Mom didn't want to go.
Anytime.
And somebody calls my mom about an hour after we've left the house. Brian's got some girl on the back of the bike. That's Cam.
I used to get in trouble a lot about that.
Yeah.
But
all right, let's go. I want to ask you a little bit about lake fishing, then we'll come back to some more of the river fishing.
Okay.
But now, when y'all do a little bit of lake fishing, do you like dragging baits and stuff, or do you want to anchor up there also?
Dragging baits.
Drag.
Always drag.
Pterodactyls.
I don't even think I've anchored. Yeah, I have. Yes, I did. We went to Grenada and tied up to a tree one time, and actually did okay there too. But I love dragging, man. That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool.
And I took a lesson on getting planer boards out, and Danny Huffman.
I haven't tried that yet. I'm not really good with the planer boards.
But when we were in Alabama, he gave me a crash course on running planer boards, and we ran 4, which I was like 4. But we did good. Came in 25th out of 100. That's not bad.
There you go. Watch some of Junior Proctor's videos. He'll pull up to 6 boards. He pulls more boards than anybody ever seen and be on the boat by himself. And he takes 2 of my floats, and he actually put planer board clips on them and fishes them directly behind the boat. And they are days when the floats will outproduce the planer boards.
I can see that.
So that's using your brain. I mean, that's trying something new. I think a lot of people use them big round floats for that to go straight behind the boat when they're pulling. But it's something to try. And some people, they pull boards at night, put lights on the boards and pull them at night. And this way you got a lit float out behind your boat. Now, when you're in them lakes, I like anchoring up a lot of times for the flatheads. Yeah, I'm a flathead chaser. I like chasing them flatheads. I've done caught, like she said, I've done caught my share of dinks, and I like catching the blues. The blues are big fighters. They're the big fish. I think I like the hunt of that flathead.
What is your biggest flathead?
It ain't even 37 pounds.
Oh, I got a bigger one than you.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
I got 40. I got 40.
There you go. Well, congratulations.
But the core messed my spot up.
Right. I caught both my blue went to 44, but I caught both my blue and my flathead right after the spawn. The blue had to just come off because she had nothing in her belly. She was just her belly was flabby. She had a head of a 60-pounder, but the body of a 40-pounder. You know, she was just skinny and stuff like that.
This past year.
And the flathead was the same way. You can see my picture. I've got it up long ways. That thing come down past my knees, and I had it up here at my face. And it was long, but it was slim. But it was right at the end of June. So, you know, now how much it would have put on. Oh, yeah. I caught it in 2 foot of water, about 4 foot off the bank. Yep. I love shallow water fishing.
We've got a gentleman here that doesn't tournament fish. I can't talk him into it. I don't know why. But Michael Murphy, I don't mind telling you, he's probably one of the best yellow cat fishermen that I know.
That's all he does.
And I mean, he doesn't blue cat. He won't even go with me and just go fishing. But you know, I don't know why. But he's got some pictures of some that's wow. And he's not on Facebook, so he doesn't get to share his pictures like like we would. But man, it's great.
He do a show.
I bet I can talk him into it. I'll give him a call for you.
Yeah, do that. I would love to do a flathead show.
Okay.
Just on flatheads with somebody that is his total thing. That's what he wants to do, is chase that flathead.
That's it.
Turkey bees bigger than mine. I take back no picking.
So when you're out there late, let me jump back. We go all the way back to the front. What kind of boat you fishing out of? Because we didn't even cover that. And some of the new people in here, I'd like for them to understand what y'all fish out of, what equipment you use. So let's cover some of that right quick.
Well, we fish out of an XL Stalker with a 90 Mercury. That's given us problems. last year and the year before, I think we had a fuel pump issue. Got lucky and found the only one in the United States. Literally the only one.
COVID shut it down.
Yes.
Yeah.
And after good money spent, it was here and we were ready to go. So, and
$1,200 for a fuel pump. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a gun.
Yeah. Yes. And it wasn't, but this big. Wait, this way. This big.
That's
about as big as his head. That's
the downsides of owning a boat.
Yeah.
Break out another 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, break out another
1,000. we have B&M poles. We have a full set of the Silver Cat Magnums. I love those. They're that's one of my. A matter of fact, that was the first whole set I had, and he prefers the Elites. I like my Magnums because they're heavier, and I can put a heavier weight on there, especially if we're in heavy current. I can put a heavier weight, and it doesn't sit there and go with it, and it's got the backbone.
There you go.
But we do have also the B&M Elites too. Great poles too.
Hey, and they're coming out with a heavy.
Yeah.
And I got to fish one. I love it. I'm going to have a full set of those for long.
Those are good when you're in heavy structure and you need to get those fish turned.
Yeah.
Yeah. We our reels are Ancient Mariner 6000s. They're awesome. I mean, smooth. Matter of fact, I could not throw. I call it a closed face reel. Y'all have to forgive me. But
Rookie.
I know, right? Anyways, I couldn't throw those.
Don't make
when
me
I
spit
first
the coffee.
like I may not be technical on everything, but by golly, you know what I mean.
Exactly.
But when we first started, I can throw spinners like it ain't nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, get from yonder with it. Well, he kept trying to get me to throw the others, and I'm like, Dad, I can't do it. And I would throw and get ready to throw the pole. So, but with Ancient Mariner, they reel so smooth that it's, I don't know, I can't compare it to anything. Honestly, I really can't. It's just unreal how smooth it is. And reeling in, oh my God, it's so smooth, especially with them big power handles. Oh,
There you go. Two old vets wants to know, does Dad pay for all the repairs or do you chip in and help?
okay. So on that one, it's a little, sometimes I'll pitch in, but I do a lot of extra things that need to be done, running our family business, running bills for the households, taking care of kids. I do a lot of extra stuff. So I think I deserve it.
At least go get a little grease underneath your fingernails.
I mean, eventually I'll have to pay for it because it's probably gonna come to me. So I like that boat anyways. I'll fight my sister over that boat. I don't care.
There you go.
Get rid of me or what?
Later on.
I'll keep paying. Don't get rid of me.
There you go.
But also on the tournaments too, I try to offset the cost. I always try to get myself at least sponsors to offset the cost on my part, especially our big tournaments, to help with the rooms, the eats, the entry fee. If we got to buy extra tackle or bait or anything like that, I always try to have sponsors lined up to help with that from on my side at least. Especially this one right here. That's my man. That's my insurance man. There you go. Can you see Delta Insurance? Drew Brown. Look him up. He's on Facebook, y'all. You need insurance? Contact him because he is awesome.
There you go. What kind of graphs and stuff do you use?
We've got a Helix 9 at the moment. I just got a Gen 3. I'll probably be hooking it up this weekend.
There you go.
And I kind of give it a try. I'm gonna miss all my waypoints on my old one though, but we do have a tournament.
Over. You can't transfer them over.
I don't know
what
my waypoints.
Oh, I don't.
You should be able to put your chip in it, download it onto a chip, and bring it over and put it back into there and upload everything into the system.
I hadn't tried that.
Gen 4.
Yeah,
good idea. Yeah. We'll try that.
There you go. Try that. Don't want to lose them waypoints.
No.
Absolutely not. Especially where we're going.
Yeah, you work too hard for them.
Somebody did that at a tournament. Somebody did that to who was that? The Ishcomers. Someone did that at a tournament to the Ishcomers. Deleted their all their waypoints.
That was terrible.
See.
That's just wrong.
That was somebody wanting to die.
That's somebody you take them out behind the freaking barn.
Jerry wouldn't do it, but I'd have him.
Yeah,
I'd do it.
Yeah, that's a barnyard tail whooping right there. You take them behind the freaking barn.
That's right. Now I tell you, if we get ready to upgrade, we're probably going to go with that 15. Danny's got one in that ProCat 240, and it is amazing. And John Howard's got one.
I'll be right back. I gotta go on.
Total. It's just, man. Or either he's got it set up better than mine. I don't know.
Well, it's technology went so far that that's like playing Pac-Man years ago, and now these daggum new video games. They're just nothing. There's no way to even compare them. So
no,
these new, a buddy of mine, he's got the new 12, and I look at my old Lowrance and look at his brand new 12, and I thought, I can't look at that screen because I'll never be able to look at my screen again.
Right.
But see, I'm not a tournament fisherman, so I don't see me spending that kind of money on
Miss Cindy
something
said
like
it
that.
happened at Chick Fight.
Yeah. Okay. Hey,
Chick Fight.
I see Chuck. You misspelled my name, Chuck. He said, you ever use any stinky bait? Actually, yes. Chuck and I fished a tournament in Vicksburg, and I didn't know a lot about Vicksburg, so I just brought what I thought might work. And we hadn't caught a fish at 1 o'clock, not a fish.
Ain't right.
We started putting some stink bait on, little treble hooks. I think we ended up 3rd or 4th that day. I don't know. We caught fish though. We caught more in 2 hours than most folks caught all day.
I've got something I've been waiting on somebody to try for me, and because I haven't run into that situation yet. But I don't tournament fish. When you coming out and you marking these big fish, and you know that's what they are, you know they down there, and you put live cut everything in your daggum box on top of them, and you can't get them to bite. I just want one person to put a big old wad of chicken livers or a big old wad of night crawlers and drop it down there and see what happens. I have yet to find, I haven't been able to do it yet. So I'm trying to find somebody that can just say definitively that will work or it won't work. Just tell me yay or nay.
Well, we used to do a lot of night fishing. The water's been up, to the point where it's too dangerous to do it now or when it's up. Right, so we're just now been able to go out a little bit at night. And I got a buddy that I fish with, Billy Chambly, and he believes in a worm ball. Where's my hand at? He'll put a wad of worms on a hook like that, and we catch fish. And it doesn't matter. You can have shad, skipjack, and brim, and you put that ball of worms out there, and you will catch a fish on that worm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that most of the time, if you use a bait like either one of those, the dinks are going to wear it out. But if you know that those big fish are right underneath your freaking boat, you know that they're there, I say they'll suck it up. That's the worms they've eaten worms their whole life.
Well, I tell you what, everybody's going to show up Saturday with worms, but I'm going to get some. And I will let you know. I will let you know.
Hey, especially right now with all these flooding waters coming in, can you really think about it? If you can really think about the amount of worms that get washed into a river every day. Hold my breath for a minute. Oh, please don't do it, Chad.
But I will make a room for you, baby.
Fucking stupid.
Oh, but so when you're out there on the Mississippi, y'all's mainstay is shad.
No, but that would be if I had a one-time bait. Okay, it would be shad. But no, I've got 2 freezers full of skipjack now. Right. I love skipjack.
Hey, don't knock the strawberry jello chicken, man. Seriously.
Hey, Dieter's a strawberry man. He's a strawberry jello man.
Do not knock that. Matter of fact, the first tournament in the bass boat, that's what we caught that's what I caught all my fish on.
Yep.
Hey, Dieter Bellhorn is known for his strawberry chicken.
With fish oil on it.
Hey, Dieter, I don't know if you ever tried it or not, but leave it out of the freezer for a day, just a day, and let it kind of get smelly.
In the refrigerator's okay too.
Yeah, or make it a week in advance, it does make a difference. Especially on channels.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I was reading comments.
Oh, you find, like Greenwell's talking about them flooded fields, get ready with the worms. You daggone right.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I got a question because I just found some good information for me and buddy of mine, Wampus. His name is Wampus Cat. So his name is a little weird like yours, Pollywog. Wampus Cat.
Wampus Cat.
Yeah, Wampus Cat. We just found a place where we can get a ton of the little 1 and 2 pound carp. Yeah. Are carp ever used by y'all as bait?
We have used carp. Carp's pretty cool, especially if you got dinks. Oh my God, a carp is great because you have to cut it off. Literally, like you have to cut it off the hook just to change out to a new piece.
Now, I'm not talking about the Asian carp. I'm talking about yellow carp.
Oh, I've never
We
used.
call them German carp now.
Oh,
Yeah.
They work good
Okay.
too.
see.
Yeah,
But
I'm just talking about the regular old lake carp or whatever. They in every river too, but I mean, I don't know about now with the Asian carp's got to take over, but
Y'all have to forgive me. That was a mosquito.
Yeah, bad.
These ain't mosquitoes. They're pterodactyls.
Dieter's done hit me up. He just see where I said something about that. You have to go to the river. Hey, you know what river I'm talking about, Dieter? That is full of them. But I was just wondering, I'm trying to ask a few more people how they do it. I know some people say they throw them down on the bank and take a bat and they'll beat them up before they cut them to bloodshot all the meat, because the carp is real white meat.
Yep.
It's delicious too.
Y'all use buffalo fish for bait. That's what I was kind of worried, because buffalo is basically the same thing. But I know people around here, they like to eat the buffalo.
Baby,
They say that's the best eating. They said that is the best eating. It ain't nothing but white flesh.
Oh, the carp is good. He actually cooked some one time. I only found like 1 or 2 bones in it.
That is really
got a
bony.
big Y bone in it, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. There's a bunch of, if you're going to do the Asian carp or the jumping carp, there's a bunch of videos on YouTube about how to clean them and dress them, and so the bones are not such an issue.
Right.
And I do recommend you do that, because I didn't. I just did it, and instead of having fillets, we had fish balls.
There you go.
I had to go back and cut all the bones out of it, so the kids could eat it. But it was. I'll tell you what. I will, if somebody else will clean it, I'll cook it, and that'll be my go-to fish. That is a great fish.
Well, and it's high protein, from what I understood. We don't have them here in North Carolina, thank God.
Mommy carp now. He did baby carp do, and now he's doing mommy carp do. I'm just waiting on the rest of them to come in.
I'm surprised the whole chat didn't get started on it. They usually get on a roll with that. Guys and gals, before we get too much further, if you see brand new channels in here in chat, please check them out. Go over and share up. And what I say, Pollywog and Bone Collector, I say share the bait. Share the love, share the bait, and help each other out. That's how we all get started. That's how we all grow our channels.
Real quick, I know we have several ladies and guys in here too. I am actually doing a Zaya wear party right now, and I've shared it on my Facebook several times. You can find all the links. They have bras, which can be used as a bathing suit top. They have shorts with the built-in undershorts, so you don't have to be overly hot. Guys, they actually have nice shorts that would be great for out on the water. They have hats and everything else. Check it out, because I would really like to sell some stuff so that I can have a bigger party. Pretty please.
Yeah, just when I shut down at the end of the show. Yeah, when I shut down at the end of the show, we're gonna talk.
I sell lawnmowers, not used cars.
Oh, they warned me this would be a fun show tonight.
Like, this is what we do on the boat all day.
Jolena said, y'all, you will have fun. And that's a sweet lady, her and her husband, and them, they are good people. And I'm thankful that they introduced me to y'all. It's a blast. I'm having fun. All right, serious question. Mono or braid?
Depends on what you're doing. If you're pulling planer boards, mono.
Yep. If you're bumping,
braid.
Yep. Need that thin diameter.
That's right.
And my last guest said the reason he likes the real thin diameter because that line will vibrate in the water.
That is correct. And you can feel it. If you get a good sensitive rod, you can feel it.
Yeah. Now, your bumping rods.
He has no clue.
Now, do y'all use the same brand rods for your bumping as you do your regular catfishing?
Yes, sir. B&M.
Okay. They make a bumping rod?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They do. A great one, too. They've got a 7.6 and then a 7, I think. I prefer the shorter one. I don't know why, but it to me it just feels better. I don't know. It just fits my arm. It just I can get a better rhythm with it.
Now, do
But
you
both
like a
of them are,
longer handle, a longer butt on your bumping rods?
yes. And the older one does have a little bit. Yep.
Got that length
Right
here.
there. Yep.
Yep.
We're probably shouldn't say this, but she's working with B&M on some stuff. Am I not supposed to say that?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't.
If you don't share it. You know, don't want to get yourself in trouble with it.
Go
Apparently,
figure.
they do treat you good.
Open mouth, insert foot.
Hey,
I,
there's a
we-
look. The rod debate. You can beat it to death. There's a ton of really good rods out there. Can't take anything away from them, but B&M has done. Oh man, above and beyond with us. Above and beyond.
Before COVID happened, we were actually going to be working with them on doing some stuff for around our schools to try and boost morale to the kids, to actually make A's and stuff, you know, to do better.
Yeah.
And we were going to try and give away a pole to each school.
Right.
And pays to make A's.
Pays to make A's is what we were going to call it. And but unfortunately, COVID happened, and we haven't had time to get back on track. And a lot of these kids, in all honesty, are struggling with the virtual and then school. So it's.
Oh yeah, my two grandsons are really struggling. From my daughter's side, my son's kids, they're used to homeschooling, so it didn't really affect them that much. Yeah. Lyle said no, not Pollywog, but the name Cam. He wants to know the story.
Oh, that Cam. One. Yeah, that one's funny too. Let's think of this one over here. Okay, so used to we were big into racing, and right at the time I was born, Mom and Daddy had a 1968 Chevelle, and Daddy kept breaking camshafts in it. And instead of naming me Jacqueline like they were going to, Mom said, "I'll give you a Cam you cannot break." So here I am, Candace Ann Mayo. He is yet to break, even though he's tried, he has yet to do it. So
Avid wants to know, do y'all have a channel, a YouTube channel? If you go ahead and tell about your Facebook channel, and I don't know if you have a YouTube channel. I meant to ask you that. Sorry.
I do. I don't push it a lot, but I probably should. But I don't want to get on the.
He don't need a bigger ego.
Nah.
It's already big.
Well, it seems like a lot of people are going to YouTube now, or pushing their channels or whatnot, and I do watch a lot, and I do like them, and I share them a lot.
A lot at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I can't sleep much, so I'll do that. But
yeah, my phone will ding. I know it's Dad sharing another video.
But yeah, it's Big B Camo, I think. Is that right? No, I changed it.
Where did my phone go?
It's
oh, here it is.
Team Camo.
Team Camo.
Team Camo something.
Team Camo Catfish Anglers or something.
I'm looking.
All right, guys, share that link up.
I have been doing a social media distancing, so yeah, I haven't been online. I guess I should now.
What kind of racing? Go to my YouTube channel. I'll share it after this is over with, and you'll see some of my stuff. We had drag racing is what we grew up on. We cut our teeth drag racing. And
it'll be as fast as you can get there.
That's right. One of my best friends and I built. Well, he did it. I just watched mainly, but we took a 400 Suzuki quad 2-wheel drive sport bike and we stretched it out 18 inches on the frame to accommodate a 1000 motor. We put a CBR 1000 RR on it.
Dang right.
Stretched the swing arm a foot, and it would run. It was faster on dirt than it was on pavement. We changed tires and run it on pavement. 300 foot.
It to hook up better.
It could throw a rooster tail on some dirt.
It'd run 105 and 300 feet.
That good, right?
So it was pretty cool.
His name was Crop Buster.
There you go. I used to drag race Volkswagens.
Oh man, I love them.
Our YouTube channel is Team Camo Catfishing. Now, you won't only catch just us on it. You'll also catch the grandbabies. I think he uploaded Tinks, which the baby of the whole clan, or group, should I say, not clan, but group.
Right, I did see that.
Mallory, and everybody calls her Tinker or Tink. She's something else. Woo! She's something serious. But we do have a video of Tink on there that is, everybody should be that excited about fishing.
There you go. Roger, if you in here, and Chad, if y'all can find their channel, go in there, and if you don't mind, share it up in here in chat for us. And they can find you under y'all's name on Facebook, right?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And
do you have a separate Facebook page for your
fishing? No,
tournament?
I guess we need to do that.
Yes. Tournament trail.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The Mississippi Catfish Trail has a main page and a group page. And then Brian Bone Collector Mayo, that's where I put all my pictures at. And I'll share them, on the Mississippi Catfish Trail page too. And I'll tell you something else that I'd like to mention if it's okay.
Yes.
I know we're getting close on time or whatever, but I'm not in a hurry. I can sit here all night with you.
Hey, we'll rock and roll until you see me turn green and fall over. There's my buddy Wampus Cat come in tonight.
Wampus Cat. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's funny. That's going to be stuck in my head now.
Him and his son, they fish a few tournaments and stuff. Good old boys. Go ahead, buddy.
Heck, I forgot what I was going to say now.
She got me messed apologize.
Up. That's okay.
Probably me hollering again.
Yeah, they got you on Facebook too. Thank you, Chad. I know somebody would find it and share it up with us.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Now, do you ever put on any and I hate using the word charity tournaments?
Where
you can talk about what you're going to talk about before you answer that. I will.
Okay, yeah, because I'll forget again.
Yeah, go ahead.
My memory's shorter than my hair, and that's bad. We started a little thing with all of our local trails. We call it the Tri-State Tournament Directors. Tri-State Tournament, Tri-State Directors Tournaments. There we go.
Yeah.
And what we do is we've got people from Mississippi, Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama joined in, but they didn't really come down this year, so I'm not sure, but we still include them. They can come, whatever.
Right.
You can fish the big tournaments, what we call the classic, as long as you fish at least one regular tournament with any of the trails, and that being, we have Deep South. We have the South Mississippi, North Mississippi, and us. We have the AACH out of Arkansas. We have the West Tennessee guys out of Tennessee. And I think there was a new one, I think, that just joined with us, and I'm not sure about that. I apologize. But if any of you guys want to come down and really have a good time, go fish one of these trails with us, and then come join us in November.
And
let me interrupt you 1 second. Anna, I don't know why Kevin can't come in here. He's not blocked. I'm sitting here looking on my channel, and he's not blocked on my side. So why that's happening, I don't know. Maybe he needs to go out and come back in. That happens to me once in a while, especially with Big Nasty. Sometimes I can't get in his live feeds. So I don't know. I haven't blocked him. I promise you that. Sorry, guys. It won't somebody felt left out. I don't block nobody. There he is.
Catfish and Dreams. Normally we do some lives on Facebook, but not very often, because where we fish at, most of the time there's no service. And if I get one bar, that's enough to send a text message home to the hubby to say, hey, we're still fishing. Yeah. Or hey, we're leaving.
I tell you, as much as cell phones cost, as much as you pay for service, they should work underwater. But man,
we do try to do videos. We do try to take some videos, and we'll upload them to Facebook or stuff like that too. That's where most of ours come from. We'll just video on our phone and send them up later.
That's what most of my videos is shot with a phone. In fact, I got my old iPhone and I use both of them. I'll put the other one up front, try to catch the B-roll and maybe a takedown, and then this one is the one I talk to and show the fish to. They actually, to me, they're a better camera than the daggum GoPros.
Well, when we're together, whoever doesn't have the pole and is the dip net person is videoing. So 9 times out of 10, that's him videoing because I'm a pole hog. I tell everybody that gets in my boat, I'm telling you now, if you do not get up and go when you see it move the first time, I'm going. I'm going to be sitting there ready. Don't get in my way. I will push you out of the way.
So, Brian, you the cameraman.
Yeah, it looks like yeah,
Not
the chauffeur.
Not always.
The chauffeur and the tape. Yeah. Hey, I did that. What she does to me when we were fishing in Bama Blues, it was Danny and Jason Bell and myself. We had a good time. When I tell you we had some fun, that's probably the most fun I ever had in a tournament ever. And
Creole.
And I actually pushed Jason one time when I got a bite. I jumped up and I literally pushed him. I didn't mean to. It was just like it just happened.
Suppose you didn't knock him out of the boat.
No, I didn't.
Even though that might have been a good video, but
hey, I tell you need to get Danny to send you that video that he did. Danny, send that to him.
Have to send me some names, no doubt. Really, because I love shows like this. The mainstay right now is that I love a father-daughter team. That right there warms my heart. Any family team, like Lyle and Cindy fish together. Right. A lot of people, Doc and his wife fished together for many years before she passed away. That right there just warms my heart to know that families are outside, and whether it's tournament fishing or just out enjoying the outdoors together. That's what the good Lord blessed us with, so we need to enjoy it.
Right.
My girls, actually, for chick fight, I don't have any other partner but my girls. So my 2 girls are my partner, and of course he gets to sit there, but that's it.
Right. Yeah.
You know how hard that is? Do you really know how hard it is to sit there and keep your mouth shut? At
the last chick fight, man. I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I got a fish on, and I'm reeling, and all of a sudden my reel just breaks, and I'm like, oh no! So I throw it back, and I'm starting to pull in. Next thing I know, here he comes. I'm like, you better go sit back down. You're not getting me disqualified. Go.
Yeah.
I told my daughter, I said, give me the dip net. I got it in there. I was like, all right, I'm going to sit here for a second. I got the fish. Turn the water on. We're good. Let me catch my breath.
That was the father thing that kicked in.
Yeah.
That was the father thing that kicked in. So go ahead and tell us what your PBs are, both of you, on you catfish, including the channel cats, because I'm trying to bring, there's a lot of people out there like Ann White and them out there where they fish. It's just about all channels.
Yeah.
So give us it all. So I try to let people get to know y'all a little bit better.
Your biggest channel is around 9 or 10.
Yeah.
It was actually the first fish it was actually her personal best for a while.
Yeah.
That thing had a head. Where's the camera?
Yeah, this way.
Yeah.
Well, I finally got you on
like
something. My biggest channel is 16.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it come on a 4-pound line and a crappie jig.
What's your biggest channel?
13.
My biggest blue is, what was that? 48.94. Matter of fact, I caught that with my buddy John. That was the first time that I ever went out in the boat without Dad. John Howard and I went fishing, and again, one of them gut feelings, I caught my PB. And his is
my PB on blue is 64 on anchor, and it's 43 bumping.
Right.
And then my biggest yellow cat is 43 or 4 in that area.
Yeah, you're only beating me by a little.
Just a little.
Just a little. I got 40 on the yellow cat.
How many times have you just about lost a rod bumping?
Well, I haven't been bumping long. I haven't been
Right.
bumping long, so I really haven't.
I thought he was
I got
supposed to say anchored, honestly.
Yeah, now anchor, that's a different story. But I got a little thing that I started doing when I was with Danny and them. I call it Let's Dance. And when I feel that little tuk tuk, I just let her ease out there a little bit. That's
Some of them fish just about try to take it away from you, though, don't they?
Yeah.
The
That's
last
pretty cool.
MRM, I actually caught a 22-pounder bumping, and it was nice when it hit. I was like, oh yes, here we go. So
y'all think she's playing, but she does that hollering and all that, and she gets all excited when she catches them.
And I do the catfish twerk. I'm not doing that online tonight. I will do it on a video or somewhere, and I'm sure you can dig up Facebook and find one I have done, because I've done multiple.
Well,
but
I'm sure they will be looking for it.
You gotta do all right. So the thing is, with the catfish twerk, you gotta do it when you catch a big fish. And on the key on the catfish twerk is your cheeks. Okay, so you gotta make sure you puff your cheeks.
I can't do it. I look like the chicken that's been run over.
Hey, you gotta. I'm going the wrong way. You gotta do your fins. You know.
Oh no! I'm gonna see if I can talk Lyle into doing that next Monday night. Catfish twerk.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, y'all killing me. Wampus Cat did tell me on here. We missed it. Wampus Cat wanted to tell you he loved your name too, Pollywog.
Thank you. I love you, Wampus Cat. Yeah, I might use that in place of one of them, bad words like "don't Wampus Cat."
Well, that's what he calls them, big catfish. That's his name. Their channel, you can check out their channel, is Team Wampus Cat.
I will definitely look them up.
I've actually saw some of their stuff.
What is that?
He does good.
Somebody asked what kind of hooks we use. My favorite hook, hands down, is he's gonna kill me for saying this, but the Hooker's Mad Catter. HD, not the XHD.
I like the HD.
We like the older style hook. It's a little thinner, and
it's got a heck of a.
The XHD it's a nasty hook. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a little thicker than I like.
Yeah,
I do like the thinner one.
I won a set on Catfish Weekly a long time ago, and when I got him, I thought, because I called him. He said, what size you want? And I said 10-ounce. And I got him. I thought, man, them things are thick. But I can honestly say, I don't have none left. I can honestly say that I never lost a fish on them. Now, I did get them in, and there was not a full penetration of the jaw, but it hung. The fish stayed on it.
Yeah.
And it really surprised me that I didn't lose a fish with them.
We were just out fishing on a weekend. I had Cam and her husband with us, and we were getting ready to change spots. And I went to reel up. I didn't snatch or anything. I just reeled, and I was like, something just hit my line, And I was like, y'all, I got a fish. Brought it in, and I had the XHD, the new one. The thing is razor sharp, by the way. Right. But it hooked a 2-3 pound blue right in the dorsal. Right in his back, like you hooked him to catch a fish with. I was like, wow, that's a sharp hook. I mean, no pressure, just reeling, But those I love a wide gap hook. And that hook, you can reel down on it or you can J hook him. You know what I mean?
Yep. And see, I like it too, because I miss parting eyes and crossing their tails, buddy. I do. I'm used to putting it on their tails, but some of the circle hooks better not.
That's what we grew up. We didn't have circle. We didn't know what a circle hook was.
No, I grew up. Now we got. I don't know about y'all. We do have some paylays, so I don't want to turn people's nose, but they're carp. They're not catfish paylays. That's cool. I see people grab in suckers and run for the moon, boy. Whoa! They run up the bank, pulling that rod. Because they got so much line out, they're trying to compensate for the slack in their lines, I guess. But I see people doing that fishing for catfish too. But I would assume that they're not using circle hooks. Well, you know, like old Catfish Dave says sometimes when he was fishing off the bank, he'd run up the bank because he had so much line out, and then you got stretch in that line too if you're fishing with mono. But I miss setting them hooks, boy. Boom.
Funny story, real quick.
Yeah, we need to share a good funny story. There you go.
We were on the boat with Danny. Pro Cat 240, big deck on the back, you know, at 4 seats, 4 captain's chairs. He catches a fish and just smacks to the front of the boat. What are you doing? Like, golly.
Sorry, I'm answering text messages from home. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, you're fine.
But
he run up the front of the boat with it.
Run all the way to the front of the boat. Yeah. That's just out of the blue. I mean, he didn't say fish on or anything. He just takes off running. And then
now, while she's busy, you got to tell a funny story about her.
About her? Oh my gosh!
Take your pick.
Take your pick. There's so many to choose from.
I don't know.
I don't even know.
Beat him to the punch. He's leaving you open. Beat him to the punch.
I
don't know if one that I could share.
Oh.
I'm a handful. I'm not gonna lie. I am a handful.
Well, there's no boring trips then, are there?
Nope. Never.
Only when she decides she wants to take a nap.
Right.
Then I have peace and quiet.
Well, before we get out of here, are there any tips, tricks, or anything that y'all want to share? The reason I'm asking, and I'll phrase it this way: if you in a tournament and you launch your boat and all of a sudden you lose all your electronics, what are you gonna do?
Gutfish.
I'm going with my gut. I'm gonna ride around. I'm gonna look for eddies or cutouts.
We also keep a pole in there with a line counter on her just in case that happens. We've done that before.
Yeah.
The Tunica tournament back December 9th, 2018. We were doing it was 2018, wasn't it? Yeah. We were fishing a tournament in a brand new boat we bought specifically to try to turn into a catfish boat, and no electronics, completely blind, and that's what we had to check and see how deep we were and stuff, was that line counting rod.
I mean, that's just old
use stuff on the banks, like cut off banks and stuff, to help guide you into where you might want to go and stuff like that.
That is correct. So down here we've got the river, the Mississippi River is pretty swift. So a lot of times we're looking for slower water. If you get out of the fast current, get into some slower water, you know, look for big cutouts in the bank. A lot of times it's going to be an eddy. 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a deep hole there. Some of my favorite spots, if I'm going to anchor fish or spot lock, are going to be where I can cast out into some deep water and then cast out on closer, shallower water.
Right.
John Howard and I was fishing a nighttime tournament in the Yazoo River, and it's just a smaller version of the Mississippi. It's just the bank we wanted to fish was in the dead sun and it was hot. We had about 2 hours before dark, so we moved over, or maybe not an hour before dark, whatever, but it was hot. So we moved over into the shade and anchored off there until the sun moved so we could get on the other side of the bank or other side of the river. And so we were fishing out deep into the channel. We had about 6 or 8 feet between us and the bank. And I was like, I'm going to throw something in there just for the heck of it. And there was a big old tree behind us. There was a big tree down behind us, and I just tossed it out. I mean, nothing fancy, and matter of fact, it was a 3-way with a big old 16-ounce lead on it and about a 3-foot leader. Tossed it out there, and we had gotten hung up on one of the outside poles. John was kind of moving to the front to help me out there, and something hit my pole so hard and violently, the pole nearly hit him in the face. The lead, when the pole stretched out and bowed over and it broke the leader, the lead hit the boat and actually put a dent in the back of his boat back there.
Dang right.
We have no idea what it was. So he quickly tied up another leader on it, put it back out, and about 15, 20 minutes later, he did it again. We still don't know what it was.
I think I know what Old Creole's talking about. I really do.
A deep hole near tuna.
Deep, when he specified deep, there's only
Cadillacs.
Yeah.
Cadillacs.
I know exactly what he's talking about. And that's man. The place he's talking about is swift. I put 32 ounces on and still couldn't get it to the bottom.
If you're gonna bump it, you better have your bumping shoes on. It's fast.
Dang right.
It's swift.
So what is the deepest water you ever pulled a fish out of?
About 80, 90 feet.
We have to take your time and get him up, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Mine's about 40.
We pull them up real slow, and we keep a 1/2-inch pipe, PVC pipe, about 2 foot long in the boat. It's got a couple of holes drilled in it.
Yep.
I'm not really sure if the holes help, but we did it anyway. And we'll, if we don't see them burp, we will run that pipe down their throat a little bit, real easy, and just kind of give it a little twist as it's going. And it doesn't hurt them or anything like that. It gets that air off of them, and they can.
My PB, my blue cat PB was actually caught in 28 foot of water. It was December 22nd, 2018. And the boat was in 8 foot of water, and the fish was coming out of 28 foot.
All right. I got a question. I'm a shallow water fisherman. When I say shallow water, my shallow water can be 1 foot of water. Right. Anchored up in 4 foot, throwing off in 1-2 foot of water. If they over 25, 30 pounds, you can actually see their fins out of the water.
Well, that's cool.
And we do it usually when the water hits 50 degrees in January and February is when I hit the backs of creeks and stuff like that. What do y'all consider shallow water for y'all as far as what you will fish in?
8 to 10 foot is about.
But I still want access to deeper water. If I don't have access to deeper water, I'll make him move. Like literally, I don't like too shallow.
If we're going to do it like that, and it just depends on what time of the year and what the river stages are. Because if you don't like the Mississippi River, hang around 10 minutes, it's going to change.
Yeah.
Right. So, if we're going to spot lock or something like that, we'll try to get on a ledge where you've got shallow and deep.
Right.
And see where your fish are,
But now lake fishing.
Lake fishing? Now that's a different story. Man, I've caught real decent fish in 5 foot of water.
Last January.
I will drag or drift. Right. I don't like running the trolling motor. But if the wind is blowing, I will kill the trolling motor and let it push me through shallower water.
Some of the shallow flats and off the shallow points.
That's right. And I love to fish mud flats. Yeah. That's a big deal for me.
Yeah, I just try to let people know that, don't be scared to go shallow. Don't be scared of it. I guess what I'm trying to do on a lot of my shows is try to break some of those myths. Some of those stuff that we've heard all of our lives, and it has a tendency, especially for new people coming into the catfish world, to give you tunnel vision.
Yeah.
You got to do this or you've got to do that.
David Woods and Blue Hunter, Big Blue Hunter, Jay Dickerson, they were in a tournament with us, and I don't think they had a fish in the boat, and he made the decision to go shallow. I think he threw into like a foot and a half of water, and I believe he caught like a 40-pounder, enough to win big fish, I think it was. But yeah,
last January the 28th, we was in 4 foot of water, me and Wampus Cat, and we was catching 20s, 30s, and 40s in 2 foot of water.
Yeah.
And they can't dive down, so a lot of times they run you around and around the freaking boat. They'll tail walk, and to see a 30 or 40 pound blue cat come up and tail walk on the water is fun.
Ain't nothing like it.
Oh it's fun. Yeah, but bad thing about it, we was on pontoons, had the bimini tops up, and when he goes around that boat, you got to do the dance.
Mr. Kevin Lankin, we're not a couple. We're not a couple. It's my dad. It's my dad. He's the parental.
Okay? Yeah. That's dad and daughter, Kevin. He come in late, so he didn't realize that's a dad and daughter team.
I know.
Oh.
Just picking.
Oh, that's fine. Well, guys and gals, we're going to have to sign out. I about had all I can stand. I appreciate your patience and you coming in, and y'all too. I had a blast. We will do this again.
Absolutely.
Because I want to talk a little bit about maybe next time some of your just recreational fishing, not really chasing tournament trails, just a good family, father-daughter time out, enjoying the waters. But the reason I'm doing that is that because we all have something to learn from each other, whether you tournament fish or whether you don't. We all have stuff that we can learn. There's techniques that I love to fish that a lot of people don't try them or scared to. And there's techniques that I haven't tried yet that maybe y'all use. I love to free line.
Yeah.
Nothing but a hook and a swivel. I love it. You got to be a line watcher because you ain't got no weight to show you're getting a hit. But anyway, guys and gals, thank you for coming in and chat. Everybody that donated to the Veterans Home, I love each and every one of you for what you do. The veterans appreciate it all, and I can't wait to get it up. And y'all, I'd love to have you come out in North Carolina, April the 17th, and fish with us in a tournament. It's not. I don't like the word charity because they're not charity. There are brothers and sisters and fathers and mothers that this home is to help our veterans out to get them back out in life. Some of them hit some hard times and need some help, and that's what we're there for. So that's what we're doing. So come out. If you can't drive out, they got a website. It's Camp Centurion. Go to their website, check them out, and make a donation to their site. As we do it right here. Boom.
Thank you, Miss Serena.
So check it out. Share a little bit of love with these guys and gals. They sure need it, and they do appreciate each and every one of you. Cam, Brian, I thank you for coming in tonight. Make me up a list and hold on after I close this out. I got a few things to talk to you about.
Give me a virtual high five. Give me a virtual high five.
Oh, okay. Boom. Boom. But thank everybody for coming in. Appreciate you sharing.
We really had a good time.
Thank you all.
We'll see y'all next Monday night on Catfish Weekly. Good night.